A baby who stops asking for you has not always calmed down. Sometimes that baby's brain has quietly updated what it expects. And most of us read it as a good nap schedule. By the end of this, you will recognize 4 quiet signals parents usually file under personality, and one 20-second repair that matters more than getting it right the first time. Stay for the 4th. It almost never looks like a problem. Welcome back to Talk Tech Therapy. I'm China, a licensed therapist.
And I'm Kai. I ask what a tired parent would actually ask at 2 in the morning. So start there. What is a baby really doing when they cry for you?
Researchers call early connection serve and return. Your baby serves a coo, a reach, a long look, and you return it. In a landmark study, caregivers were asked to hold a blank, still face for 2 minutes. The babies did not give up. They smiled harder, they pointed, they squealed. Only after those bids failed did many of them look away and go quiet. On the outside, that quiet can look like settling. In some children, it may be closer to conserving.
My friend's 9-month-old stares at her face before touching anything new. Is that anxiety?
Often, it is the opposite of a problem. Around that age, many babies begin social referencing. Before deciding whether something is safe, they check a trusted face. Your expression is the instrument panel, which is why your okay can land strangely when your eyebrows are saying something else.
Fair. Then why does a 2-year-old fall apart over the wrong colored cup? That one feels like pure drama.
Because the braking system is not built yet. The part of the brain managing impulse and calm is years from finished. A toddler does not calm down alone. They borrow your nervous system to do it. That is co-regulation, and it comes long before self-regulation.
Here is where I would misread this. Doesn't the toddler who never falls apart mean I'm doing well?
This is the part most people miss. In some children, easy is effort. A little one who scans the room, goes quiet when you are stressed, and rarely asks for much may be working to keep the connection smooth. That is not a verdict on any parent. It is worth noticing because that child asks in a smaller voice.
That is the part that would keep me up at night.
Then let me give you the relief. The researcher behind that still face study kept going and found that even securely attached pairs fall out of sync a great deal of the time. What mattered was never perfect matching, it was the return.
Okay, so what does that look like on a Tuesday?
Call it the 20-second return. After a hard moment, a snapped voice, a missed cry, a phone that pulled you away, go back. Get down to eye level. Do not fix or explain. Stay about 20 seconds and say, "That was hard. I'm here. We're okay." One note: if your child rarely seeks comfort, does not respond to their name by their first birthday, or loses skills they already had, bring it to your pediatrician or an early intervention program. Not because one behavior means something is wrong, but because early questions are easier to answer. If this helped you understand your child's behavior a little differently, subscribe to Talk Tech Therapy. Each week, we decode what may be happening beneath the behavior so you can respond with more confidence and connection. And tell me in the comments, what is one small bid your child makes that you almost missed? Until next time, remember, when we understand what is happening beneath the behavior, we can respond with connection instead of confusion.
See you next time.